settle for it. We won't settle for it. We won't settle down. No, we won't settle for it. We won't settle for it. We won't settle now. I need the world.
And we're back here at the GSL Codas. It is Group C, but this is our final group. We did do Group D on Friday. We've had a little bit of a schedule rotation here.
Yeah, because of travel for all these players.
Yep, we want to accommodate them as much as we possibly can. The winner's match here is going to be SK Telecom against SK Telecom Classic versus Reign.
Yeah, no matter what, we were going to have one SKT in there, but we have both, as Classic was able to defeat Squirtle.
Got to say, I'm not feeling too good for Squirtle right now in the loser's match against Parting. That's a tall order.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. Frost being our map here, a map that sort of suits Rain's style. We also saw Classic in the previous series that he played a little bit more late game, so it seems like a map that kind of suits his style as well.
I love how both these players, actually all three of the SK Telecom guys, constantly smirking while chatting to each other in game.
Yeah. That's it's just like some friendly Protoss brother banter going on in the chat.
So, you know, Classic against Reign, I'm going to go with Reign, but maybe that's just because I always base this off of, you know, the previous tournaments I've casted where I just see Reign doing so well. Classic did do very well against Squirtle, but I feel like Reign is another level.
And we'll find out.
Indeed we will. The winner of this best of 3 will be first out of this group and move on to the round of 8 in our final group today, Group C, here in the GSL Codex.
2014 Hot 6 GSL Season 1 Round 16 Classic versus Reign.
And we have both players sharing the top of the map now.
Yep, horizontally top, across from each other. And that means the rush distance is much shorter than it could be if we were cross, for example.
Yeah, you can get over there pretty quick on this map.
Stargate play not bad for this map.
There's
either.
a lot of places to hide pylons on this map.
That's true.
It's not very open, so there is the possibility these guys will be rushing each other. Again, they are both teammates, which makes this very weird.
Kenneth Allen Dixon, he's in Korea.
He's in Korea. If you didn't believe it, there's his face.
Yeah.
There's a self-portrait of him on the paper.
This is recorded, man. There's cameras and stuff.
Yeah, man. So, Wolf, how have you been doing? You've been casting a lot lately, by the way.
I've been casting almost every day. I did an interview with Daily Esports recently. They asked me about that because I'm just like always casting. Like, do you do anything else? I do.
You know, Artosis and I both appreciate you filling in for us. We've been doing a lot of traveling and stuff to other events overseas, but
one of my favorite things about doing all this casting is, and I would probably never be able to do it for much longer than I am, but I really do enjoy being able to cover like both tournaments and getting to see the story of Classic, for example, in Pro League versus GSL, and the same of Reign. Actually, all of these players playing in both tournaments. So,
is he going to hide? Wait.
I think he's going to proxy a Stargate here, maybe, or maybe even hide DTs.
Just hide a tech or something like that.
Yeah.
He like hides a cybernetics core. I'm like, well, that's not good. That's not a build. That's not a thing people do.
Well,
okay, now that was his second pylon.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be possibly Stargate. He's 3-3, so it could really be anything.
Okay, so there's a percentile build you can do here. So let's take a look at how this map is structured right now. Classic is at the upper left. Now there's 3 locations that Reign could be in. The bottom left, if he was to proxy a Stargate, this build would not be good. But if his opponent, and there's a higher percentage statistically that he's in the upper right or the bottom right, 2 out of 3 chance here for odds, that this will be a very effective proxy. And so it's a Stargate, and this is something where the odds actually do work out in his favor. Now, I'm wondering, does Classic scout the bottom and then the bottom left, or does he scout the bottom and then the top?
Yeah, that's the question.
Because this build is just not as strong with the other player being... Well, actually, no,
Here's what he could do. He could scout the bottom left here now, and then he knows by elimination if he's not at bottom left, then the opponent's at the top right.
Sure, but I'm just wondering, if he scouts bottom left and his opponent is at the upper right, it's even harder to get up into the main and see anything. Now, I guess in fairness, if the Stargate's over here in the center right, let's say that just hypothetically his opponent was in the bottom left, he could maybe try to make an Oracle really quickly, and it would come in from a weird angle, and it's far out enough this would never be scouted. So maybe this actually is an all-around solid build here. Oracle now being made and being chronoed out. Classic does scout the bottom left.
Yep, and you will see there's no Nexus there. Turns his probe around immediately.
Yeah.
it's actually a rush to Nexus here for Rain, but he is getting his own Stargate up. Unfortunately for him, will be very late, very behind. It's not like he's going to be able to get a Phoenix out to shut this down. He may be able to do that eventually to go into a Phoenix composition, but the angle is also pretty weird, like you mentioned. So let's see. He's actually going into, looks like a second Oracle behind this. See how much damage the first one gets done. He's going to scout the Nexus here. Rain, of course, not able to see this. The Nexus, while it's building, has very little vision. Now he sees it. First glimpse of it. He needs to react.
Go!
And he's not reacting.
Bombs,
2, 3,
4,
5.
And he gets away. Nicely done.
But the Nexus is completing. Oh, he actually made Void Rays behind this. This is pretty weird. He's going to just hit a Void Ray timing attack. This is like something I'd do.
this is a wolf build.
It's like, he'll never expect this. Warriors do a lot of damage. Watch this.
Watch this. We're never going to mid-game here, baby.
This will work 1 out of 100 times. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, he comes up here. Now, the Nexus was canceled.
Wow.
Now, I'm wondering if, again, since these guys are teammates, they played against each other so many times, if he says, oh, he's doing that weird
Void Ray thing?
Yeah. The Stargate hidden.
He makes his own Void Ray, which leads me to believe he expects something this is coming. Sentry's being targeted down here by the air units. Needs to get out of that Nexus cannon, though. He's going to get the second Sentry. Needs to fly that away, and he does. Nicely done here by Classic. I'm liking his chances here. Can maybe even start picking off that pylon with that Void Ray. Look at the units lost here. He's lost nothing comparatively.
Okay, the second pylon for Warpins is being put over there.
He can actually crush the army of Rain. Rain only has 1 Void Ray to 2, and he has the worst Stalker count. The only thing he's got going for him is that Nexus cannon, and it's going to be tanked here by the Oracle for a little while here.
Okay, actually, you know what? Classic looking very strong right now. Gets that last Stalker. Now going for the Mothership Core. It is shut down.
And he's got another forward pylon there. GG! Classic takes game 1 in anything but a Classic PvP.
Yeah.
Classic has gone on the cheese end right now. He cheesed State and Pro League. Now he's playing all sorts of weird all-ins and proxies.
One of the beautiful things about Protoss is the multitude of different cheeses you can do.
Yeah, that's cool because he abuses the fact that, you know, sentries can't defend very well against air units. He's got the Stargate in a weird location. It's like Rain realized what was going on. He canceled his Nexus and made a Void Ray defensively, but he needed more time. You know, he just didn't have enough time to defend this. That's a really cool build. That's one of the coolest PvPs. I think
we haven't seen a cheese like that in a long time.
Yeah.
The company of the 1 Void Ray there, it works out so well.
It just has enough hit points, and it's going to do enough air-to-ground damage.
You can
to
see
stop almost anything.
It gets there right as the warp gate is done. So as they're warping in units, probably at the front there in the fight, the combination of the Oracle with the Void Ray, it just obliterates everything that's being called in. Then you have a warping advantage. It works out perfectly. Nicely done. You can see Classic and Rain both snickering as they're typing to each other.
Yunsu's the map pick here for Rain, so he wants to pick it out on a 2-player map this time. Doesn't want to be caught as off guard by proxy. It's much easier to scout something like this on this map. There's much less proxy areas you can choose from.
And game number 2 is now loading up. Can Classic close this out with a 2-0? Or will Rain bring us to the 3rd game here in our 3rd best of 3 to see who's going to go on to be first out of Group C here in the GSL Code Asset Boom EXP.